For more than a century, historians believe they understood the Bronze Age steppe, thinking its people were nomads who moved with their animals. They believe these nomads left no permanent trace behind. However, satellites eventually revealed something remarkably different, challenging these long-held assumptions. Hidden beneath the grasses of northeastern Kazakhstan, orbital cameras revealed geometric patterns stretching across 140 hectares. These patterns showed straight lines where nature makes curves, and right angles where wind and water leave only chaos, implying organization. The year is 1600 BCE, and across the Kazakh steppe, an unprecedented civilization is building something remarkable and challenging. This is not a temporary camp or seasonal gathering place, a planned urban center challenging everything we thought we knew about Bronze Age Central Asia. This is Semiyarka, and its very existence poses a profound question reaching far beyond archaeology. If our assumptions about nomadic peoples were so wrong, and a city this massive could hide for millennia, what else have we missed? To understand why Semiyarka matters, we need to travel back to the landscape itself, the endlessly stretching Kazakh steppe. It is a hard land, beautiful but unforgiving, where survival unequivocally demands constant mobility from its inhabitants. For generations, scholars assumed this environment could only support one way of life, namely nomadic pastoralism. Moving herds of sheep, cattle, and horses across seasonal grazing lands defined the steppe peoples, who were believed to be wanderers. This narrative seemed to fit the evidence. Archaeologists found burial mounds, called kurgans, scattered across the grasslands. They also discovered portable artifacts such as weapons, jewelry, and horse gear, which all pointed to a mobile culture. Meanwhile, in nearby regions, other Bronze Age civilizations were building monuments that survived the centuries, like ziggurats and pyramids. Even the Indus Valley left behind elaborate urban centers, but the steppe was seen as merely a corridor for migration. Then came a technology that changed everything: satellite imagery and declassified reconnaissance photographs from the Cold War era. Intelligence agencies had spent decades photographing every inch of Soviet territory, looking for military installations. In the early 2000s, researchers began systematically analyzing these images, looking for expected traces of nomadic life. What they found near the Zetasir region defied expectations: massive rectilinear earthworks forming a settlement larger than many famous Bronze Age cities. The site appeared as crop marks and soil discolorations, faint but unmistakable when viewed from above. Walls that once stood 4 or 5 meters high now existed as subtle ridges, revealing organized streets and distinct neighborhoods. Archaeologists named the site Semiyarka, and initial surveys revealed its staggering scale of organized settlement. Comparable in size to major Bronze Age cities in the Near East, it challenged decades of scholarly consensus on the cityless steppe. But satellite images, dramatic as they were, could only reveal shapes and patterns, prompting further investigation. To truly understand Semiyarka, archaeologists needed to excavate, putting shovels in the earth to uncover physical evidence. The excavations began cautiously with test trenches, cutting through layers of accumulated soil and grass. Within weeks, the team encountered the first walls, straight-edge constructions of rammed earth and stone, built with purpose and precision. As they expanded their work, a clear picture emerged. Semiyarka was divided into residential compounds with multiple structures. The layout suggested family units living in permanent dwellings, not temporary tents, showing these people had put down roots. The architecture revealed sophisticated construction techniques, using mud brick reinforced with wooden beams to create thick, sturdy walls. Foundations were carefully prepared, and doorways aligned with streets running in coordinated directions, suggesting centralized planning, not organic growth. At the heart of Semiyarka stood something even more remarkable: a monumental central building unlike anything else at the site. Its foundations cover hundreds of square meters, with walls nearly 2 meters thick, indicating enormous communal effort. What was this central building for? Excavators found few domestic artifacts inside, lacking hearths or storage pits. Instead, they discovered evidence of specialized activity, designed for gathering, administration, or perhaps religious ceremonies. But the most significant discoveries came from the workshops scattered throughout the residential areas of Semiyarka. Here, archaeologists uncovered crucibles, molds, slag heaps, and the distinctive greenish stains that copper and bronze leave in soil. Semiyarka wasn't just a city. It was an industrial center focused on one crucial commodity: bronze, the alloy of copper and tin. Bronze was harder than pure copper, easier to cast, and essential for tools, weapons, and valuable prestige goods. The Altai Mountains rise to the east of Semiyarka, their slopes rich with copper and, crucially, rarer tin deposits. While other Bronze Age centers imported tin across vast distances, Semiyarka sat conveniently near the source, giving it an advantage. Metallurgical analysis confirmed the workshop's suggestions. Semiyarka's bronze wasn't crude, but sophisticated tin bronze. Carefully controlled alloy ratios required deep material knowledge, confirming these metalworkers were masters of their craft. Imagine the city at its peak, smoke rising from dozens of furnaces as metalworkers stoke fires hot enough to melt copper. The rhythmic clang of hammers shaping bronze into weapons, tools, and ornaments, creating a vibrant industrial soundscape. Traders arrived from distant regions, bringing grain, textiles, and other goods to exchange for precious metal products. This was an economy of specialists, where not everyone could be a herder when others mined or smelted metal or crafted finished products. Specialization requires surplus food production and complex social organization, demanding the urban infrastructure Semiyarka provided. The evidence painted a picture radically different from the nomadic stereotype, revealing a settled, industrial urban center. These people likely kept livestock, maintaining deep cultural connections to pastoralism, but they also innovated. They harnessed the steppe's resources in unprecedented ways, becoming true innovators, not just wanderers trapped in tradition. Yet here's where the story takes a troubling turn. The satellite images that revealed Semiyarka were captured in the early 2000s. The site's existence became known to the archaeological community shortly after, and then, for nearly 2 decades, almost nothing happened. Why the delay? The answer lies not just in logistics or funding, though those certainly played roles. Instead, it lies in something more insidious, the prevailing narrative about steppe peoples, so deeply entrenched it didn't fit. Nomads don't build cities. Everyone knew that, so how seriously should we take evidence that they did? This is the problem with master narratives in archaeology and history, where contradicting evidence often gets dismissed or ignored. Semiyarka was visible from space, its artificial and organized features clear, yet it remained an academic curiosity. The narrative was stronger than the facts, powerfully illustrating how ingrained beliefs can obscure clear evidence. Only in recent years have excavations at Semiyarka intensified, as a new generation of archaeologists questions old assumptions. They challenge established beliefs about the capabilities and choices of ancient steppe societies, seeking new truths. What they've uncovered is rewriting everything we thought we knew about Bronze Age urban life on the steppe. The central building at Semiyarka isn't just large. It's monumental, a fortress-like structure requiring coordinated labor. Around it, residential compounds spread out in deliberate patterns, with streets laid at right angles, confirming organization. Defensive earthworks enclose the entire complex, making the organization unmistakable, a statement of permanence and hierarchy. And the bronze work. It's extraordinary, with metallurgical analysis revealing sophisticated tin-bronze alloys requiring precise temperature control. Semiyarka was producing high-quality metal on an industrial scale, enough to supply a regional network of trade and exchange. The ore came from the nearby Altai Mountains, rich in both copper and tin, essential ingredients for its prosperity. Control of those resources meant power, and Semiyarka transformed raw material into finished goods, exporting craftsmanship across the steppe. Yet for 2 decades after satellite images first revealed its presence, Semiyarka remained largely ignored. The narrative was too strong. Steppe peoples were nomads, the story went, and nomads don't build cities. It took a new generation of researchers, willing to challenge inherited assumptions, to finally prioritize the site. Now each excavation season brings new revelations, forcing archaeologists to reconsider the entire Bronze Age narrative of Central Asia. But here's the unsettling question. If a planned industrial city of 140 hectares could sit unexamined for 20 years, what else have we missed? How many other sites lie beneath the world's grasslands, invisible to those who assume they cannot exist, waiting for fresh eyes? The steppe still holds its secrets, buried under centuries of grass and soil, with Semiyarka merely one fragment of a larger past. Every discovery reminds us that history is not simply what was, but rather what we are truly willing to see and acknowledge.